points, and actually, it's a good job from almost all of you. So I'm happy with that. We'll let I don't know who it is. Okay, on the call. We're recording. We're live. Let's go. So, who wants to begin? It's our biweekly coaching call, and I'm answering more questions. Actually, okay. What I want to do, I want to begin with the questions that were sent to me before the call. First is from first is from Saul, and no, oh yeah, sorry, Maria. Okay, so what she asked is what is the Maria asked me to I get like a perspective to understand what will be going on during the course, and so what will be the process of your of you getting a job, of you applying to the BDR position. So I believe that I talked about it like quite a few times, but I'll repeat it like in a couple of minutes. So yeah, what we're doing here is we're mimicking the activities that a real BDR does. So like you are packaging yourself as once again, I'm repeating it in every call. Okay. So I'm selling the you're packaging yourself as a product. And for some of you, it may sound like a bit harsh, but that's what we're doing here. We're packaging ourselves as a product. Okay. And we're selling, but instead of selling a SaaS software, we're selling like quote unquote ourselves as a BDRs. Okay. First, we select our domain. So we select our area of expertise, because you can't be everything to everybody. You need to specialize. You need to understand what topic you are really passionate about, and the topic that you want to have like have. By the way, I see that somebody is not muted, and I can see who. Could you please mute yourself if you see that? Who's? Oh, yeah, I see. Gotcha. Okay, now it's better. So, yeah, uh, you will lost my train of thought. Okay, you're selecting your area of expertise. You understand what topic you're like really passionate about, and then you start learning about this topic. Okay, the podcast, the articles, etc. Why are we doing this? Because there is a if we compare you with BDRs with candidates from US, they have two advantages. And first advantage is native speakers, obviously. Okay, and second advantage is that they're U.S. citizen, and there is less hassle with payment contracts and so on. So, which means that like if the odds are kind of even, any company will select a BDR from US, because there is like less hassle with him or her. Understand? So you need to have something special about you, something that will make the tech company from US select you compared to an American. And this can be a specialization. This can be your LinkedIn network, okay, with contacts in the selected domain. So this can be your personal brand. This can be your knowledge of all the instruments, Apollo, Outplay, Lavender, so you can do all these things. And as a junior BDR, as an entry level position, not everybody knows that. Believe me. So you need to equip yourself with the advantages that will make you a better choice for an American company compared to there is not it's not correct to say Native American, because Native American is kind of Indian. Okay, so no, it's not Native American. So like a American citizen. So you need to equip yourself with advantages that make you a better that make you a better choice. And disadvantages is not that you're eager to work for less money, because if you were eager to work for less money, you would just employ in the country that you're currently living in. Okay, so just before we had this call, there was the student who, oh, I got several offers from outsourcing call centers in Colombia, and like they were offering me a job, and so I'm thinking, good, no, 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 it's not the purpose of the course. I don't want you to work in Colombia. Okay, I want you to make an American salary. That's the whole purpose of the course. Okay, so I don't want you to be employed by the company in the country that you're currently living in. Why? Because chances are that you are not going to be paid those amounts of money. Okay, and that's what we're doing here. But in order to be more competitive, uh, uh, on the global market, on the US market, you need to have like a lot of advantages here. Okay, so we're selecting the yeah, Javier, I see your hand, and yeah, you'll be next after I finish with this question. So after you select your expertise, your niche, you start to like build a list. Okay, it's called list building. So you select the target accounts, you select the companies that work in the SaaS domain that you want to work in, and you start to add those companies to a LinkedIn network. So you are not growing your network randomly. You're not adding people from your school, from your university, like anybody on this. It's not, we're not doing this random. We're doing a very strategic moves, especially with LinkedIn limiting the um, the amount of contacts that you can send daily, right? You strategically add the companies that at some point of time you may want to work with. Okay, I'm not telling you to send them outreach messages right away until, oh, I want to be a BDR. No, 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 no. Just start communicating with them, like their posts, share their content, make some back and forth conversation with the people that work there. Do not sell anything yet. Build relationships, and then in 3 months, in 4 months, you see an opening in the company, and you're the best candidate because they know you, they trust you, and you're not coming from there like randomly. So that's what we're doing here. And you're in the course. So there is one like storyline where you're growing your network on LinkedIn. And the second storyline is me teaching you all the tools that you need to know. You learn how to use HubSpot, how to use Apollo, how to build a list, how to use OpenAI to fine-tune your messaging, how to write engaging cold outreach. So that's what we're doing here. Unfortunately, Maria is not on the call today, but if you have some additional questions, you can ask them on the chat. And now to Javier, who just raised his hand.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Hello, Dan. Dan, I have just a couple of questions. Is
Go ahead.
question number one? Thank you. Is what about? I already asked you this, but what about the companies that are only hiring US employees from US? Because I have received just I told you I sent you a message and I told you. Several months ago, I applied for a couple of good companies, and they told me that they are only hiring US people. And nowadays, yesterday, I received the same message that only people located in the US. Is that a problem, or how are we going to overcome this issue? You told me that there are exceptions, that there are a good
There are
amount of
exceptions. Yeah, yeah. So there are. Okay, let me just answer your questions one by one. Okay, so just for me not to forget. So there are two. So what you need to understand that like 95% of the companies that you want to work with, they're already working with some partners overseas, but they just don't think that's even possible to hire a BDR outside of US. Although they have software engineers from all over the world. There are companies in Brazil, in Mexico, in Colombia, in Argentina, or in Europe, in I don't know, in Ukraine, in Bulgaria, everywhere, who are working in India, of course, who are working with American clients, and nobody sees any problem there. That's the first one. And my second take on this is like it really depends on the person that you're reaching out to. Because if you're applying to the job from like a LinkedIn form, so you're going like quote unquote the traditional way, chances are that you will be dismissed, because like 50% of the time there is like a machine or a chatbot or something that just automatically sorting out the applications, and chances are that the answers that you've got, they were not generated by a human. So you're sending your application. There is like this stop factor. Oh, we're hiring people only from US, and you're getting the message back. Oh, sorry, we're working only with the US guys. But imagine if before applying to the job, you're reaching out to, let's say, a CEO of the company, or to a sales director, or to a marketing director, and you're making a good impression. And then you go, oh, I'm not gonna lie, let's tackle the elephant in the room. I really want to work with you guys, but I live in Colombia, whatever. Do you think we can make this happen? And you will get a response. Not 100% of the time. I just spoke about it with the other group. You should aim that you can land a job out of 250 target accounts. And by target accounts, I mean like the companies where you know somebody that you engage with. So it's not like, oh, you have these 5 companies that are the best at tech startups in the world, and we're guaranteeing that you will work in at least one of them. No. But you should aim for 250 target accounts. And out of those 250 in your domain, you will land a job. And the thing is that you don't want to go the traditional way. You don't want to apply your resume, your CV, there the traditional channel on monster.com, on LinkedIn or something. First, we're writing to our potential, like, quote unquote boss, to our superior. And just like, why I'm telling you this, because you're a BDR, you need to be creative, you need to be able to engage with executives. And if you're able to be creative and not to go the traditional path and engage with your future boss and make a good impression, especially if there is a CEO, you engage with the CEO, I believe he will kind of like, okay, there is this guy, just please do something, he will work with us. Okay. So, and by the way, this is, I'm circling back to the lesson about the ICP, and that's why I recommend you to go after companies that are between 100 and 1,000 employees. Because if the company is like bigger than 1,000 employees, there is bureaucracy. The CEO is not the founder. They have all this. Let's say you're not getting a job at Salesforce, okay? No matter how good you are, because for those kind of companies, bureaucracy is like their main priority. They need to, like, all the processes should be, But if it's a startup that has, let's say, 150 to 100 people, and you're a guy who is like passionate in a tech, and their CEO is like this, cool guy, especially if he's or he or she is an immigrant, which is a good selling point. Okay, because I'm an immigrant just like you. So that's my answer. I think that's all I can tell you about this. So there is no problem in paying a person in South America. You're not living in Northern Korea or in Venezuela, let's say, where we know there are problems with payments. Okay, to Venezuela, like crypto and stuff. But if you're living like in Colombia or Brazil, there is just, they're buying and selling stuff all the time. They have contractors, they have software engineers. Because, like, I don't know if I told the story. Why did I get it? What was the source of the idea for this course? I sold custom software development for more than 10 years. I mean, like, I have an office in, let's say, Bulgaria, in Europe, and the average salary there for the software development engineer is, let's say, $3,000, okay, or 5, which is like you must, oh, there's a lot of money for a good software engineer. It's not, because in Silicon Valley in US, the same engineer will get 20. Okay, but I have guys of the same, let's say, like code quality level, guys with the same the guys with the same knowledge. Maybe their English is not perfect. Okay, I'll hire an account manager for 1,000 and he will communicate with the clients. No problem with that. I'm still good. Okay, and I was selling those kind of projects for the clients in US. Okay, and let's say Booking.com, okay, or Airbnb or Avis or Sixt, they're not writing their code in US, and Apple is not assembling their phones in US either. They're doing this in China, because if they were assembling the iPhone in California, the iPhone would cost, I don't know, $6,000. Okay, and I got, okay, if I can outsource software development, why can't I outsource BDRs? Okay, your English may not be perfect, okay, but first of all, look at some of the CEOs of the tech companies, especially if they're. I'm not telling that Indian English is bad, but it really takes time to understand what the guys are saying, because Indian accent is really hard to, it's really hard to digest. And you look at look at the founders of the tech companies. One is from China, second one is from Russia, India, so all over the place. And some of them are immigrants in the second generation, but some of them are immigrants in the first generation. Okay, and English is not their mother tongue either. And US is very tolerant to the imperfect English, because as we all know, like 20% of the population speaks Spanish. I don't know if you've been to Florida, but they're speaking Spanish, real. And it's totally okay. But let's say if you're working with UK, they're very snobbish with England. Okay, because my kids from my first marriage, I have two daughters, and they live in England, and they are like studying in this good private school. And like they're very snobbish about their English. You need to say everything perfectly, otherwise they're just frown upon you, especially if that's some high level community. In American, nobody gives a. Okay, so your English is not perfect, all right, but you have all the knowledge, you have the energy, and which is, I think, the most important thing to understand is that your motivation is better than motivation of the American employee. And this is backed up by our data. And like, if you look around, most of you are 30 plus years old, and most of you have families, which means that you are more responsible. Which means that you're a more responsible employee, because BDR is treated for. But I think it's a mistake. Okay, and some of the best BDRs I know, they like started in sales rather late, and they had some previous life experience, and then they transitioned to sales because they just understood that I can make more money here. Yeah, but in a lot of tech companies, they think that BDR is this 20-year-old guy who can like barely spell without mistakes, and yeah, he may have he may speak like a native. I mean, like a native. Now, once again, no, Native American is an Indian. You can't say that. I mean, Indian. Like from the books. No. We're not talking about that. Yeah, but kind of he has no responsibility. He or she has less experience than you. Like, I mean, life experience, business experience, and all the tools. So the purpose of this course is to kind of get the odds in your direction, to give you advantage over the Americans. That's what we're doing here. Okay, so that's my take on the process. Why I'm sure that you can be employed by an American company, because they're already buying all sorts of stuff from South America, and they were just they just didn't think, oh, maybe I can get a guy from Colombia who's as good as my guy from Chicago. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, and oh yeah, and about the salaries. This is called arbitrage, I believe. Yeah. And for example, I think we talked about this, but if some of you, if you have ever been to California, in California, like if you're making $5,000 per month, you're poor. Like it's poverty, because you can't buy anything. You're renting like this small, crappy one-bedroom apartment, and it's already $3K. Just it's crazy. Okay, but in Colombia for $5K, I believe you can do pretty good. All right, and that's the point of making money in one place and spending them in the other place. Okay. So first, I have a lot of business in UK. I'm not living in UK because I don't want to pay 40% taxes. I don't want to have my business in UK. God forbid. You understand? Yeah, yeah, Stanley. 5K in Colombia is a lot of money, but you can just right now you can Google like rent apartment in San Francisco, and I'm not talking about some penthouse with like some crazy stuff. LA, San Francisco, just take a look how much money everything costs. Okay, next question.
Thank you, Dane. And my last question would be, by now, for now, yeah. My last question is: you mentioned that it would be a perfect number, like around 250 accounts. We are going to apply in a different way. I like it. It's not our orthodox way. It's another way. And but
yeah, once again, sorry for interrupting. Once again, I repeat: if you're sending your resume, your CV, if you're sending your resume to your CV the traditional ways, like in almost all of the companies, there is some kind of a ChatGPT based system that kind of scans all the and you don't stand a chance. So it's not like, oh, no, you just don't you just don't stand a chance because there is like this disqualification factor. Okay.
Okay. So I understand that. And we will interact with CEOs, with top executives. But my question is, when is the right moment to apply? Or how are we going to know that there is an open role?
Yeah. So that's a good question. Some of the roles that is on some companies, like out of those, like right now, in your LinkedIn network, like I don't know, 5-10% of the companies are looking for a BDR right now. But the thing is that a good CEO is looking for a BDR 24/7. You're always ready for a BDR. And what I recommend is first to connect with the person that you want to for the person who can be your potential boss. Just start back and forth conversations. So what I would recommend you to do is like, hey, I don't know, let's say you're talking to Kyle Coleman. Hey, Kyle, thanks for adding me. I'm studying this BDR Academy course, and I would like really, it will be great to have a chance to work at Clary like sometime. Right now I'm not ready, but like thanks once again, thanks for the connection. Like, I don't know, if you want to know something about Colombia, let me know, something like this. Just start a small talk. Don't pitch right away, it's a mistake. Don't ask for something right away. No, build a connection, then comment. We'll have this blog on LinkedIn, this module, then comment on LinkedIn, or send some interesting article. Let's say you follow the guy on you follow the guy on LinkedIn, and his I don't know, he posts something about the topic that you're passionate about, let's say, and you're sending like some article or something. You're just making this back and forth connection. You're not asking for anything. But when you understand that like you're ready, you can just send your resume, and you're sending it to the to your superior. And okay, the company may have this strict limit. Oh, we work only with Americans. But if you made a good first impression, you will get a reference. Say, oh, sorry, Javier, I can hire you because we have this strict company policy. Sorry, but I'm in this Slack channel with 200 other chief sales officers from SaaS companies. I'll just ask there. That's perfectly normal scenario. So what you need to, in the American market, relationships, you just need to build relationships. I don't know. Usually I can, like, I can engage for a month with a person before asking for something. Okay, this is. I understand that it's in other countries, especially if we're talking the quote unquote social selling on LinkedIn, you need to just go with your pitch right away. For example, when I have projects in MENA, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, something like this, you can go with a pitch right away. Person accepts your connection on LinkedIn, and you're, oh, hello, I have this, I have that. Let's do a call, and it's okay. In US, because the volume of communication is so big, every CMO is being bombarded by literally hundreds of cold outreach per day. So you need to be like really creative, really like straight to the point, and that's how you build connections. So what I would say is that at least a month before you reach out to ask for something. And what I also will recommend, I'm a big proposer of being like honest straight away. That's like, we all came through this webinar that we're doing, okay? You all understand that it is like automatic webinar that starts at the same time. I'm not doing a live webinar every day. I hope everybody understands that. Okay, but still, it's like it's marketing technology. But still, in this webinar, I'm telling you that, hey guys, it's not going to be easy. I'm not telling you that, oh, you'll train for, I don't know, 5 minutes per day and you'll automatically get this, job as a BDR. No, it will be hard. It is a good, it's a severe time investment. And Javier, I think you can agree with me on that, because, the first lessons are like kind of easy, and then it gets harder and harder and harder and harder, I believe, starting from the week 10 or something. Okay. So it's totally, it's totally fine. So what I wanted to say, like, if you're adding somebody like an executive, I'm like training as a BDR on this BDR Academy. I want to change my profession. I'm not ready to pitch you.
Hello. Is the dump issue or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yes, it's 10.
You are on mute, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly, but yeah, I believe now it's fine. So Javier, you happy? Did I answer all your questions?
Yes, I have more questions, but if there's
Okay,
the time,
yeah,
if
maybe
there's time-
let's give other guys opportunity to take him.
Yeah.
To ask one. So who else
Thank
wants to play? Yeah, thank you. Who else wants to ask a question? And once again, there is no such thing as a stupid question. So you may have question about lesson 1, and that's totally fine. Okay. Bybars, here you go.
Hello, Don. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you.
Okay, my question is actually about my homework. You credit my homework. I'm real grateful for that, but you didn't explain. I have chosen data analytics SaaS company.
Yeah.
Is it a good option? I mean, I wanted to ask your opinion because you are the expert here.
Yeah. So, do you have any previous experience in this area?
No. I used to work as a managing director. I know what the stakeholders want. I know what the managers want as a report, generally, what they see. And I'm going through the Google Analytics certificate right now.
So, Oh no, it was a week ago. It was not your group, so I'll tell you the story once again. Actually, there is a decision to make, because you can go with a domain that has like a lot of companies. Sales tech, let's say, sales tech, thousands, tens of thousands, like email senders, CRM systems, what have you. Like, we're on this call, and when we're finished, there are like 2 new sales tech companies.
Again, there's a sound issue.
The
I didn't hear the last 10 seconds.
do you hear? Maybe I need to use another internet connect. Okay, if there will be a third issue, I'll connect using my backup provider. So you need there is a decision to make. So we have this guy from Brazil in the group too, and he is a very savvy financial guy. Okay, he worked like in Big Four, I believe it was Accenture or something. He's like really good in finance. And he asked me, Dan, like fintech, I'm not sure, because most of the fintech companies are like neobanks, and I don't want to work in a neobank. A neobank, I mean something like Revolut. If you have, I don't know, I think every country has some kind of like this modern banking application that doesn't have an office. Everything is your phone. Like, I think in every country there is something like this. So I don't want to work in a bank, but the amount of companies that I can work in is like very little. And let me show you what I've shown to him. Alexander, I see your hand, but I need to finish with the previous. So there is a SaaS company called Fuel Finance. They make this is software, this SaaS company that makes financial reporting for startups. So the P&Ls and all the other on the other financial reports. So they are aiming to the companies that like small businesses that need to manage their finance but can't afford a CFO, a financial director yet. And the thing is that the amount of companies in this space is very little. But the guy, our student, he has wonderful. That's something with my camera, okay. But the guy from our course, he has wonderful experience working in this domain, and I recommended him to go after a market with less quote unquote target accounts, with less potential employers. But in this market, he's very knowledgeable. Other example, we have a guy who's rep from Turkey, and he worked and he's still working in the jewelry business. He has like, I believe, 10 plus years of experience working in jewelry business. And he found some companies that are selling SaaS to jewelry, to other jewelry businesses in US. And I told him that this may be a good idea to take 2 domains. So one is like edtech, because he loves edtech, and other is jewel tech. So yeah, there may be only 10, 15 companies in US that are selling software to jewelry companies, but his experience in this business makes him a perfect candidate. Okay, so even if your how to put it, if your experience is so unique that let's say you're a very skilled data scientist, I don't know, and you know everything about this, or you work in jewelry business, or you worked with in property management, let's say, then it may be a good idea to go after the companies that are selling to this industry, because this will be your competitive advantage. But I'm going back to your question. If you are not a if you're not super sure that you like really know a lot about this domain, what it was, data science or data what? Sorry,
data analytics, SaaS.
No, data analytics.
There are special SaaS tools for
Mhm.
like reports like church rates, sales rates, revenue rates. I mean, this is typical reports that actually every company needs.
Actually, that's exactly what I've just shown you. That's one of the companies. Yeah. Okay. If you feel that you're really knowledgeable in the domain, you may try. But if you're not sure that you have like some unique skill set that will allow you to have like a much higher chances of being applied, then I would recommend you going after a after a broader segment. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but if you don't, to tell me, I'll like repeat it in other words.
No, I
Once
get your
again,
point.
I have this
I get
super
your point.
metaphor. You need to play you need to play a hand that you have. Okay, you have this 10 years of experience as a financial consultant in some big consulting company. Okay, fair enough. Go after fintech. You've been a software engineer or data scientist. Go after the companies that are selling to other software engineers and data scientists because this is your competitive advantage. Yeah, my English is not perfect. Yeah, I don't have like this American passport, but I worked as a software engineer for 10 years and I know what the decision makers think, what words to use in order to like engage with them, what to say to them, what not to say to them. I know how this business operates, and this is a very good competitive advantage. So once again, play your card. Play your hand. Yeah. Okay. Uh so I saw several hands, but now I don't see any. Where are they? I saw 2 hands. Yeah, Alexander.
Hey Dan, how's it going?
Yeah,
Hey.
doing great. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I think I have a different question, I'm so excited for this course. So, but my question is, so please tell me, because you have a lot of experience in this business, how is my domain is tech? I want to know, please, how is a normal day of a VDR working for an tech company? I would like to know that. I know it doesn't have anything to do with coding or something, and this is my first time here. That's why I would like, please tell me, how is a normal, or so what kind of things someone who is working for an tech company
Uh,
does?
Alexander, could you please repeat your question once again? Because the sound quality, I don't know. By the way, guys, please tell me, is it me who didn't hear the question clearly, or did just we need to understand what's going on? So if it's something on my part, I'll just restart my browser. But if it's Alexander's, maybe he will need to repeat. Please write in the chat box. He has
Uh,
also sound. Okay, so Alexander,
okay,
maybe
okay.
you can turn off the camera and repeat it
Yeah, yeah,
once
yeah,
again.
yeah. It's better. Dan, my question is this: please, could you tell me how is a normal day of a BDR working for a tech company? Because this is my domain. I would like to know. So, what it's about? Just try to be more specific. You are our mentor, so please tell me.
Okay, so what is the yeah? So actually, it's the day of any BDR in any domain. So there are several blocks. So first is the first block is what I call the account selection, because you select like a set of accounts, a target companies for the week, let's say. Okay, and yeah, this week I'm working with this account. So let's say you select like 30 or 40 potential clients. So then you do what's called an account research. The thing is that in 2023 and 2024 and yeah, and later it's you can send. So like I think I told the story like 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, you could just create one good message and send it to everybody, and you will get some leads, you will get some meetings, etc. Right now it needs to be 100% it needs to be 100% customized. Okay, so you need to do account research, you need to understand what the company that you're writing to, what it does, who are the stakeholders, actually everything that we're learning on the course. Okay, and then you need to create what's called a cadence, and by cadence is the cadence is the sequence of steps that you will take in order to engage the target company. And by steps, I mean like day 1, you're sending an email. Day 2, you're sending a message on LinkedIn. Day 4, you're sending one more email. Day 6, you're sending one more LinkedIn message, but this time it's something multimedia, let's say. You're using VDR to create a personalized video message, okay? So you're planning out your cadences, and you're writing like 5, 10 cadences for some of the potential clients. So this is like block. This is block that's connected with lead generation, and then there is a block of time that that's connected with answering to requests, because you will send some messages and you will get some answers. Okay, you're not
Okay.
going to the meeting straight away. So you will need to like communicate via email to set up a time. So your final like quote unquote product is a BDR. Can I maybe this time the camera will work? So yeah. So your final I think with the video is better. Your final like quote unquote product is a BDR, is the meeting that was set up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I got
in order
it.
to get this, you are not getting the meeting from the first email.
Oh,
No, you're not. Because once everybody is not everybody, but a lot of people still think that you can like write this message, and in the bottom of the message, here is my Calendly link, or how does your schedule look like next week? And everybody will answer it, oh yes, Alexander, please call me like tomorrow at 2 p.m. No, 5-10 years ago, maybe it could work. Like in 2023 in US, no. In some other countries, let's say maybe like in South America, this may still work. Okay, because the competition is not so fierce as in US. But in US, no, forget about it. So
okay.
these are like the main blocks. Also, there is the block dedicated to social selling. I mean, adding new people on LinkedIn, commenting, sending some messages to the people that you want to work with, following up on stuff. So there are, and also there is a block connected with reporting. So you need to aggregate your leads. You need to prepare for the meetings with your superior, because like so it depends on the team structure, but yeah. Every company has at least like a weekly meeting, like which is called a weekly one-on-one with your superior, where you tell your boss like what that's what I've done. These are my results. These are my questions. These are my challenges, and so on. Yeah, that's kind of it. So I don't know what else do you want.
No.
What else do you want to know about?
No, it's good. Got it. Thank you so much.
And
Now I
you need
have
to
some
understand
clarity
that
about it.
every, I believe, starting with lesson 6, I would say, like every part of the course is like part of the activities that you will do as a BDR.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, thank you, Dan.
Thank you. I saw some other hands. Degley, please.
Hey Dan, good evening. Okay, my question is related with the to choose the domain. I choose a fintech, but I have to tell you that I don't have experience in the financials area. I just choose it because I am interested in that topic. But as you mentioned, we have to find something that is related with my experience. But I don't have any experience in sales. I am system engineer and I am a tech support. I have a tech support experience as a QA as well, but I don't have any experience with the domains that the BDR Academy give us. So I don't know what to choose, because now that you say that we have to find something that is related with my experience, I don't know how to match my experience with those
You work in
domains.
QA, right?
As a QA, yes, in a tech support area.
Let me share. There is this category of software called TMS,
Oh, yeah.
and TMS is ticket management system. And as a QA engineer, you should know what it means.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's clear.
And so there are, I'm not saying that there are like a lot of players here, but there is something to choose from. So you can Google like TMS solutions.
I'm going to write it down.
So actually, the SaaS market is so diverse that I believe that for almost every how we put it, for almost any task, there is a SaaS. Okay, like Steve Jobs, who like I mean, like still back when he was like alive and doing these presentations, when he first introduced the App Store, the slogan was "There is an app for that," and like there's the same with SaaS. So every function there is a SaaS for that. You work the QA engineer, there is a ticket management system, and you can Google the ticket management system that are already in the market, and maybe this is a good idea. Yeah, I'm not. What I would recommend you though is maybe to like have one target domain that's like broad and very understandable and have a lot of companies there, and maybe pursue some this small. There are not a lot of companies there, but if you have some very specific expertise, this may be a good call. This may be a good idea. So once again, we are talking right now about how you can improve your hand. Okay, so what can you add? What can you add to your offer? What feature can you add to the product, meaning you like to make it more interesting to the customer, to the potential client? And if you're approaching a TMS company that is looking for a BDR and thinking, oh, by the way, I was a QA engineer, so I exactly know how to talk to other QA engineers. I know the challenges that they face. I know how they think, and I can be a very efficient BDR. Okay.
Okay, okay, I got it now. Thank you.
Any other question? Okay, let me. Yeah, I'm not sure if this question was answered during this call, but I'll read it once again. It came via our Google Doc form. I will make it to the coaching session. My question is, but I want to start. I will make it to the coaching session, but I want to steal time from other people. Okay. I did not. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we kind of covered it. Any more questions, guys? Please go ahead. I think we're having a good time here. And once again, I understand that this may sound harsh, this may sound very cynical, but we're all selling something here, right? And once again, your purpose is to make yourself a better candidate than an American, and not because you want to work for like 5 times less money. Because working for 5 times less money is easy. But why? But why do you want to do that? If you can package your experience as of course, I'm not telling you that you can be an account executive. And if you remember the lesson about the anatomy of the SaaS sale, you understand that there are BDRs, people who make a meeting, and there is an account executive, like a closer. Okay. If you remember Wolf from Wall Street, there was Leonardo DiCaprio, some junior person like did the cold call, and I'll pass the phone to my supervisor, and then Leonardo DiCaprio, oh yeah, I'm like making the sale. So you're not an account exec yet, so you won't be making those kind of money. But if you progress with your career, like in a year, you can become an account executive, and the compensation there are very different. And then you can be a mid-market account executive, and then you can be like an enterprise account executive in 3 to 5 years. And once again, I don't want to sound like this, guy selling how to get rich quick course on Instagram or something, but I personally know a few people that made more than $1 million per year being a salesman, being an account executive. They were not CEOs, CFOs. They didn't have any people under management. They were solo performers. Okay. So yeah, this is possible. Not today, even not tomorrow, and even not like in 3 years. But this is something that can be done. Okay, so are there any questions that you wanted to ask? Javier? Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, Dan. I have seen that some BDRs are performing cold calls, and I know that many people hate cold calling. And I don't know. What is your opinion? What is your opinion about this cold calling? Is this a requirement or not? I have seen also that companies are putting labor ads that mention no, the job is not cold calling. But what do you think about this? Should we learn, or
If you're
how can we handle this?
so you are compensated based on your performance, and your performance is the amount of meetings that you can generate. And usually, what I usually see, all the good BDRs, they have like their favorite channel. Like, let's say I'm better in cold email. I'm not good on LinkedIn because I don't like this long chats. I'm not a big fan. I'm also I can call. I'm okay with doing a cold call, but you're tracked by you're not working in the call center, okay, where you just need to get this quota of 100 cold calls, and there is like this screen, and you're told what to say. Okay, you understand how this is going. And by the way, now it's all been substituted by robots, by the way. So good cold call can add to your can add some percentages to the conversion rate of your cadence. Cadence is I think I told about it, yeah, on this call. Cadence is the sequence of steps. Okay, sequence of steps that you're so nobody is sending like one email and expecting an answer. No. You need to make like 10, 12 touches, and some of those touches can be a call. But first, you should understand that 90%, 95% of the time, you're doing a voicemail. You're not doing a cold call. Nobody will take your phone. Especially in US, people are afraid to call, and people are afraid to take a call from an unsolicited source. So 95% of the time you'll get to the voicemail, and you'll need to get something. Oh, hey, Javier, I've just sent you an email regarding the performance of your quality assurance team. So we have the solution. We have successful case studies with this, and this. So call me back if you're interested. Okay, no problem. So this will be a voice call. If you are not if you are afraid of doing cold calls, okay, don't do them. So I don't think that this is a crucial, but yeah, and I know BDRs who are still relying on cold calling. They're very bad writers, but they're just pick up the phone and they're doing it. It's not. I don't see any problem here. But what I would say is I would train myself to be at least like decent in cold calling, at least like just not to be like super afraid of them. So you need to be able just at least to call and leave a voicemail, and not to just I'm gonna leave a voicemail. I don't know what to say. It's panic attack. No, just this is not a good idea. But once again, you need to be effective. You need to generate meetings. How would you do that? It's up to you. It's really up to you. 3 main channels are email, LinkedIn, and phone. Okay. But I know some BDRs who are this is a shady thing, but I know people who are like, I follow you on Instagram and I'm sending you messages via Instagram because you receive less outbound communication there. Okay, you can't automate like this. This can be done. This really can be done. So I would say that it could be beneficial making a cold call, but it's not mandatory. Once again, you're not going to work in a call center when you will read a script. I bet, like most of you, not most of you, but I believe that some of you have this experience. Working in a call center, you have this monitor, and you're told what to say, and you're just, hello, can I speak to a procurement manager? Blah, 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 blah. And there is some script. No, it's just, be creative. And there are, in the end of the day, every company has an ICP. So if you're a good, if the company that you're joining is a good company, they have this ICP, like the document, and you have this lesson in the course, the document that defines who is our customer and who is not our customer. Okay. Then you select your target accounts. Then you kind of like, oh, these are my accounts, I will try to work them. And then you do your best to do your best to target those companies. And you just, you're free to do anything. You can write straight to the CEO. You can write to you can be creative and write to some low-level manager and say, hey guys, hey, I don't know, hey Javier, I'm from Colombia too, so maybe you can help me out here, or how do I get better? You can do this. So you're not like limited to the tools that you can use in order to get the meeting. You need to get the meeting, yeah, and you need to get the like the agreed upon amount of meetings per month, because if you won't get your quota like 3 months in a row, you will be fired. You will get your like base salary, okay, but like if you don't get to the quota in 3 months or in 6 months, like you're out. That's it. And how do you get them? It's up to you.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks. Okay.
Carlos, please.
Hey Dan, hey everybody. Yeah, I just have a quick questions about it. It actually pops up on my mind about like a lead generator position and a BDR position, which for me kind of has like something similar, but I know that you already told us that you have a quota as a lead generator. So
for me, lead generator is something like very automated. For me, lead generator is the person who like sends the what's called in American in English language, it's called cookie cutter. The guy who's sending like the same messages to thousands of companies. Okay, and expect.
Yeah. But the thing is that I mean, I don't know if like we as a BDRs, we can like take that job or like a part of that job, but I mean, I know that we need to be more focused on B2B like communications, but I mean, for me it's like something
like I have an answer for you. BDR is a lead generator who makes more money and has a strong personal brand. Because if you're selling to American market, trust is really, really important. And I understand what you're talking about. So this is like the same as a outsourced call center, but instead of making 100 calls per day, you're sending thousands of emails per day. So you're writing this communication, and you're getting like 0.00001 response rate.
Yes.
And yeah, sometimes this may work. It was a good business 10 years ago. Right now, if you just I don't remember what lesson you're on, but if you start to read some what's called thought leaders on LinkedIn about sales, and everybody will say the personalization, very strict spam rules from Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft. You can't send thousands of not unique or 1,000 generic messages in US and expect some results. You need to be like very creative. Your why like why BDR position is paid so well, because it's really hard to do. Okay, so you need to come out with something interesting enough in order to get a response from a person who is getting like hundreds of cold emails per day. You need to you really need to do something, and you're not gonna get the result with something like, oh, I'm Carlos from company name. We were selling this. How does your schedule look next week? No. So why it's good to comment on influencers, leaders, and copilots? Why it's useful? Ask Javier. Very easy. Because these are the people who are being followed by your potential employers, by target accounts, and they will just see you often. And just there's scenario number one. You're sending a cold email. So, hey, Javier, I'm Dan. I want to work in your company. Here is my resume. Scenario number one. Scenario number two. Hey, Javier, we had a small chat in Cal Coleman's comments. Also, I shared with you this article, and also I left a couple of comments under your articles, and they were meaningful comments. And you understand that, I'm a good communicator. And now let's talk. So you're earning trust points. That's what we're doing here. And influencers and thought leaders, they are a very good what's called hubs. Everybody is reading them, and if you comment, you get coverage. Okay, you get coverage, and also if somebody from your network, on LinkedIn leaves a comment, you see it in your feed. So it's kind of what you remind about yourself without, and I'm not sure that they will they will read all the comments that you leave, especially under other people's posts, but they'll see, you'll just show up in their feed. Okay, just you'll show up. This Javier guy, he's very active. It seems that he's doing a good job. So once again, speaking about the lead generator versus BDR, BDR is a lead generator with a strong personal brand and makes more money. And I think now I need to change those slides for the webinar, but on this automatic webinar that you all came from, I had this slide about the two goalkeepers, David De Gea and Ederson from Ederson from Manchester City. Okay. And they're very different because David De Gea he can only catch a ball and play on the line, while Ederson he plays with his legs. He can do pass. He sees the field, and he has all those other additional skills. That's the difference between the lead generator and a BDR. A lead generator can only send, he can only do one thing, while BDR need to do some social selling. You need to know the platforms. You need to do the ICP. While but sorry for that, if you had experience working as a lead generator, lead generator is, once again, sorry for saying it, like a slave. You tell him, oh, here is the message that you're going to send to everybody, and you're just like a monkey. It's not. It's the professions can kind of sound similar, but they're really different. So BDRs, and once again, speaking about the personal brand and speaking about the importance of LinkedIn, company is buying your it's called buying your Rolodex. Every adequate sales executive will first thing he or she will do when evaluating your candidate, I'm going, what is he doing on LinkedIn? And if you have this photo from your school graduation or university and no work experience and 5 connections, I don't know. But if you have 1,000 connections, if you have this nice photo, if you're leaving some comments, if you're engaging with the people this executive is engaging with, you improve your hand. Okay, because you have something to counter the fact that your competitor has an American passport and is easy to pay to, and is native speaker. Okay, So that's it. We need to improve our odds by mastering, by having the features, by mastering the skills that our competitors don't have. So my purpose is for you to be to know almost as much as a BDR who worked for several years in a company. But the thing is that you're going to an entry-level position, and compared to other person who is going to entry-level position, you will just destroy him or her. So is a personalized message better or is better without? Javier, I believe I answered to your question in the private cabinet. My take is that you need to send either a blank request or it should be super personalized. So there is no middle ground here. So don't send something like, hey, Javier, I don't know, let's connect and think about some mutual cooperation, some vague, unpersonalized line that you can send to everybody. No. If you want to do this, better send nothing. Okay? But if you know that something's very personal, hey, Dan, I just, like I just listened to your podcast or interview with Nate Nasrallah. It's really great. I loved your take about this, and this will get a 100% acceptance rate almost. Okay, so either send a blank request or make it super personalized. If you can't find something to personalize the request, send a blank one. That's it.
I got it. Thanks. Super.
Okay, guys. I think it was a great call. I believe I answered all the questions. The recording will be in your private cabinets. I believe tomorrow in the morning. I hope that everything recorded all right, and I'm looking forward to seeing your new assignments. Once again, it's not an easy course. It's not an easy course. And yeah, and the thing is that I didn't promise you that it will be easy. Okay, so like that's a good thing. But what we're doing here, there is 0% waste in this course. I believe I think it was Winston Churchill who said that. There was his rather famous quote. He told that if you want me to make a 2-hour speech, give me 5 minutes to prepare. But if you want me to make a 5-minute speech, give me like a week to prepare. Because if you're doing something condensed, it's much harder. It's very easy for me. So you see, I can like just give me a microphone. I can speak for the whole day. It's not a problem for me. But in order to create those 15 minutes, the 15-minute lesson, and like say the most important things there, this is like this kind of hard thing to do. So there is 0% waste in the course. So everything that you are learning, you will use on your job. Everything, every single second of every video. Okay. All the why I asked you to register in Notion, because you're doing recaps, and then you will use these recaps to publish your posts on LinkedIn. Okay, so you're preparing some I don't know how do you call it. It's like I don't know. It's like McDonald's or Burger King. They create this buns, and they have this fried. Frozen fries. They have everything prepared in order to be able to deliver orders quickly. This is the same time. And actually, if you don't like the McDonald's metaphor, go to any kitchen in any upscale, in any expensive restaurant. What the cooks do in the morning, they're making preps, okay, in order to assemble the dish faster. Why? I think, they brought my steak in like 15 minutes. Why? Because they had everything prepared already. Okay, they just need to assemble, and here we go. The same thing with LinkedIn. You start to consume some content. You're making your notes. You can store them in Notion, in Evernote. I don't care, but you have this data, and then you can use it to post on LinkedIn. Because the problem with LinkedIn is that you need to post about something. And yeah, you can like pretend that you're an expert there. Here are like 5 things I recommend to do. And it's not genuine, by the way. Yeah, so you're just you're pretending to be somebody that you're not. But the good thing here is, yeah, I want to work as a BDR. I'm studying everything about tech, and there is this podcast that I came across, and here are like free takes from this podcast, and link to the full podcast is in the comments. And you tag the people that were featured in this podcast. You make good connections. You get preferably you get some comments from them, and these comments make your post show in their feed, and that's how it works. Okay, so that's why I asked you about Notion. Why do we need Notion? What's that? Why? That's why. And every lesson in the course is there on purpose. So once again, my goal here is to equip you with all the skills you need to be a successful BDR. Okay, I think that's it. We're like, yeah. I think I answered all the cabinets. I thank you very much for this wonderful conversation. Good day, good evening, whatever part of the world you're in. Yeah, it's 9:42 p.m. at my place, but for some of you, it's still midday. So thank you very much, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye. Take care.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Hi and goodbye. Hi.